Hello everyone and welcome to Venice. So I hope you will enjoy this mini architectural vlog. We arrived to Venice very early on a Friday morning and took a boat from the airport to the island itself. And even though I lived here for 2 years, this was the first time for me to take this way. We had a quick breakfast. I had to take tramezzino because it's one of my favorite things from Venice. And then we headed to our first exhibition. We started our architecture tour by visiting Carlo Scarpa's project at Querini, Stampalia. The building originally belonged to the Querini family, one of the old Venetian noble families, and later became a cultural institution back in the 1800s. In the 1960s, Carlo Scarpa redesigned parts of the palace, the ground floor, the garden, and some interiors. His work here is really about how light, water, and materials interact, and it's modern but still feels delicate and respectful to the old Venetian atmosphere. The most interesting part to me is how water from the canals actually enters the building, and it's all designed intentionally so reflections move through the space, and it's such a calm and beautiful mix of old and new. We headed to Palazzo Bembo, which is another beautiful palace next to the Rialto Bridge, and we got to see a lot of different architectural models, installations, and small studio projects from all over the world. So now we came to Biennale, but it's raining so much. Today we are visiting Giardini, and then tomorrow we're gonna go to Arsenale. So let's see, how is it? This is my third architectural biennale, and the theme of this year's biennale is intelligence, natural, artificial, collective. And it's all about exploring how nature, technology, and humans can work together to shape the future of architecture. I usually like Giardini part more than Arsenale because each country has their own pavilion, and you can really see how different countries implement their work into the existing pavilions. Sometimes even just entering from one to another, you think that the theme is completely different because everyone has their own way of exploring the theme, and some of them are more related to architecture in my opinion than other. So I prefer when I really see some plans, models, projects, rather than just short movies or something very conceptual. But that's just my opinion. So as you see, there is something for everyone. But after visiting all of the pavilions, you definitely get some new ideas, which I think is the point of Biennale, to just go see all these ideas and get inspired and also think about the future of architecture in some way. So good morning from Venice. Today we are going to Arsenale as I told you, but first let's have some breakfast. Before heading to the exhibition part, we made a little stop at Torre dell'Arsenale, which is this tall brick tower that used to be part of the old Venetian shipyard complex. And what's really cool is that inside this tower there is new modern staircase and viewing platform that contrast beautifully with the old walls. We climbed all the way to the top and the view was so nice. You could see the whole lagoon and the rooftops and the part of the Biennale area from here. Then we took a quick boat across the canal to reach the Biennale entrance. Compared to Giardini, Arsenale always feels more experimental and immersive because also the spaces are bigger, darker, and kind of dramatic, so the installations as well are taking over the whole building, and you can mostly walk inside of the projects. One of the things that stood out this year was the installation by Norman Foster in collaboration with Porsche. It's about reimagining future mobility in Venice, like how we could move around the city in more sustainable, adaptable ways. And it's a mix of architecture, design, and technology. And honestly, I would like to try to ride these things. Update on how is Biennale going? We just casually saw Norman Foster, the architect. Overall, the Arsenale part is more about big ideas and prototypes that you can visually see and touch, and maybe a bit less conceptual than the Giardini part. But of course, let me know which part do you like more in the comments. Now we can say everything is fine because I saw a kitty. After lunch, we headed to the last exhibition of the day called Diagrams, and it's basically about how we humans try to make sense of the world through visuals like maps, sketches, infographics, even old manuscripts and digital data. There are hundreds of pieces from different moments in history, and it really shows how design and architecture can translate complex ideas into something visual. My outfit for tonight, and let's go now to have some aperitivo and then dinner. Good morning. Now I'm ready and we are gonna go to Murano, actually to a glass atelier, and I'm so excited because I've never been to Murano glass factory even. So let's see how they make the famous glass. After a quick breakfast and a pretty long line for the Vaporetto, we finally made it to Murano. We went straight to one of the glass ateliers to watch the masters create glass pieces right in front of us, and they managed to create the horse under 1 minute, which is honestly crazy how fast and precise they can be. After that, we checked out their showroom, which is free to visit, but it was forbidden to film. So all I can say is that it was quite kitsch, but the pieces were very unique, and you'll just have to imagine all the colorful glass sculptures and chandeliers. Back to Venice, we grabbed some cicchetti because at this point we were so hungry, and then we took some gelato and coffee before visiting the Negozio Olivetti. This store is another masterpiece by Carlo Scarpa, and it's a small store right on the Piazza San Marco that he designed for the Olivetti typewriting machines, and it's super minimalistic but very Carlo Scarpa. At the end of the day, I just took one last walk through the city, visited a few little shops, and tried to take in the whole Venice vibe before we left because I really missed living here, and this was the perfect slow ending to this trip. That would be it for this vlog. I hope you enjoyed it. It was a lot of architecture, even for me a bit overwhelming because we did see a lot of things, but it was very, very interesting. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon in my next video. Ciao!